Hi friends, welcome back to My Hook and I, and my first in my Amigurumi series. So I recently caught up with some friends that I have actually been playing Among Us on and found out that one of them is actually a yarny too. So this goes out to my friend Radio. So here I am to show you how I like to do a magic circle. And if you find it helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss anything in my upcoming Amigurumi tutorial videos. Now, I said in a previous video that the best thing to do when you're learning a magic circle is to watch as many videos on it as you can, because there are a lot of different ways that people start it and hold their yarn. And what works for one person may not work for you, including this tutorial. But I found that this is what works best for me. Generally, it involves wrapping the yarn around some way or somehow. But for me, the easiest way to make sure I don't get just an obnoxiously long tail and save yarn is to lay it around the bottom side of my finger and pinch the yarn in together with my ring finger and my thumb. At that point, I'm going to wrap it around 3 of my fingers. And when I come back over, I'm going to do an X pattern. And I'm going to hold that yarn with my pinky by squeezing it together. It doesn't have to be tight, just enough to hold it together. And this is where people often get lost. You're going to pull up a loop and turn this into a circle. So what you do is you go underneath this first one with your hook and you pull up the second one and twist it. I'm going to show you that again. Of course, it's hard to do without starting it all over. So wrap it around like an X. Catch it with your pinky finger. Go underneath the first one, over the second one, and pull up a loop and twist. All right. Now you have to figure out how to get this off your hand without dropping what you've just done. I find it easier to do that with my hook balancing in the back side of my hand. I pinch it with my pointer finger and my thumb, and I'm grabbing both the loop that's on my hook and the loop that's on my fingers. And I pinch it and pull my fingers out. So now you're looking at your yarn tail that you're going to pull closed and your working yarn. And you want to just grab your working yarn however it is that you usually hold your working yarn. For me, I wrap it around my pinky and pull it up over my index finger. Then I'm just simply going to transfer the pinch to my left middle finger and my thumb. And I'm holding it that way. Now, I ended up getting my circle squunched up, so I'm just going to pull that out. I'm going to pinch it again. And we can fix any slack we have in this later, because I find it easier to chain 1 whether the pattern tells you to chain 1 or not. Just pull that up. And the reason being is now you can adjust your tension on that first stitch and just pull it tight around your hook. Then I grab it like my working yarn just as usual, and you'll remember that first loop is not going to be counted as a stitch, because your pattern may not have told you to do that anyway. But what's going to happen is that's going to allow you to create a much neater row of stitches for your magic circle. So here's what I do next. I stick my middle finger and my ring finger in that magic loop, and or maybe my ring finger and my pinky with some pierce, and then I pinch it again. It's my favorite trick. And I leave my middle finger there to sort of hold the tension on my yarn. You're going to yarn over and do your first single crochet, but if you hold this and keep tension on your working yarn, then you're going to get a nice uniform stitch. 1, and let's say, like most patterns, we'll do 6 stitches to begin. 2, oopsie, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you've been able to really make a pretty darn good uniform row of stitches here. And you even don't hardly see that first chain right there when you've got your finished yarn. So at this point, or your finished row, so at this point you are going to close your magic circle by pulling the tail. And there you go. You have a perfectly tight starting first row. If you're interested in seeing how I count my rows from here on, check the box in the description, the link that says how I count my rows, and you'll see the best way to keep up with your rows and count your stitches in Amigurumi. You can do it, I promise. Catch you next time. Bye!